foster enlightening, sustainable, restorative dialogue, and we welcome unapologetically progressive viewpoints that empower fellow citizens. We are now accepting submissions for KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorials like this one.
For the KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorial, I'm Martin Gordon, chair of the Pasadena Community Coalition. Recently, I listened to a Tavis Smiley Show conversation with James Farr. James said something that caught me off guard. Black out the Dina is gone. My community is being murdered. I said murdered.
All you have to do is go to our website homepage at KBLA1580.com and click on the icon that says KBLA Guest Editorials to learn more about our editorial standards and content submission guidelines. As long as the topic aligns with our mission, we are happy to review your submission and consider it for broadcast. We can't make any promises, but we want to amplify progressive perspectives that are community-focused and solution-oriented. So, go to KBLA1580.com right now to download all the information you need about our guest editorials. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
And when you come home, you gotta share all alone.
Mommy, where daddy went?
You always take up for him, always said you make up for him.
Mommy, what happened then?
What was you cheating on him? Why was always beating on you?
Daddy, where have you been?
You gonna hear me out.
I wanted to walk just like you, wanted to talk just like you. Often mama said I looked too much and I thought just like you. Wanted to drink Miller Nips and smoke Newports just like you, but you left me. Now I'm going to court just like you. I would say my daddy loves me and he'll never go away. Do you even remember December's my birthday? Do you even remember the tender boy you turned into a cold young man with one goal and one plan? Get mommy out of some jam. She was always in one, always short with the income, always late with the rent. You said you was coming through, I was staying in the hallway, always playing the bench, and that day came and went. Very much you show me the worst kind of pain, but I'm stronger and trust me, I will never hurt again. Will never ask mommy why daddy don't love me. Why's we so poor? Why's life so ugly? Mommy, why is your eyes puffy? Please don't cry, everything will be alright.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. It is your favorite timeline translator, Jill Munroe, and you are officially tapped in for your Tuesday night edition of KBLA Talk 1580 for your entertainment news update. It's Wednesday. That's right. I'm losing a day. It's Wednesday. Shout out to Andy. And shout out to Andy for going into the crates. You know, Andy is always on theme. So that's Jay-Z from the 2000 album, Dynasty. Was this the one with all the rock people on it? Okay. I remember that when he was expanding the rock, the family.
It was supposed to be a compilation album, but then he decided to make it just a Jay-Z album. But you definitely see, or you definitely hear everybody else on the album.
It's a black and white cover, right?
It's the black and white cover.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. See, I'm not that bad. All right, so Where Have You Been? A song where Jay-Z is talking about his dad, who we know wasn't in his life. And as Andy is always on theme, we're going to get into the dropped lawsuit. It's been on everybody's mind and conversation. People were saying, why doesn't Jay-Z just take the DNA test? Well, we're going to get into some details that have happened with that lawsuit. Okay, you know, we're doing DNA without the swab as we get into the details. We're also talking Gucci Mane and his wife, Keyshia Ka'Oir, and their home duties or lack thereof for Gucci. And, you know, Keyshia is a special woman, and I'm sure it's going to invoke a little back and forth, but we'll get into those details. And we're also figuring out why a streamer maybe dropped T on everyone's favorite celebs that are allegedly pulling up for their hair transfers. You know, I mean, we like to share the details. Don't gatekeep. Let us know what's going on. But if they didn't share, we'll get into it. So first up, happy birthday to Marlon Wayans. Marlon turned, I believe, 50. Is it 53 or 54? I'm blinking. But happy birthday to the Leo. You know, shout out to him. And also, men, get your tissues ready. Your hearts are about to be broken. Sports journalist Taylor Rooks popped out on her timeline with photos from her wedding. Taylor is married now. She kept his identity a secret, right? But the streets are saying that he is Shane Fowler, a Harvard Law grad, i.e. a lawyer. He is handsome. The ceremony looked amazing. The guest list included names like Philadelphia Eagles All-Star Pro Saquon Barkley, Donovan Mitchell and his new fiancée Coco Jones, Jack Harlow. You know, people were trying to link them as dating. Kevin Durant was in the building and Draymond Green. So shout out to Taylor for one, reminding people that, and I said this yesterday when I was on Dominique DePrima's show discussing Malcolm Jamal Warner. Shout out to Dominique. And we have some Malcolm Jamal Warner news coming up, that you can be discreet in Hollywood, in entertainment. You can make moves and keep your relationship private. So we don't know how long they were dating, courting, or any of that. But we do know Taylor never wore an engagement ring, although she had one. And now as married now. So congratulations to them. Go to her Instagram, check out the photos. She looks amazing. Amazing. And I have something for you guys tonight. I'll give you the details of that when we come forward. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time, whenever news breaks, while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. Thank you.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
When it comes to back-to-school shopping at Target, you can choose not to choose. From getting what you need to expressing who you are. With prices that make every choice feel right, why not choose all of the above? From backpacks, bedazzled kicks, and picture-day perfect styles as bold as they are. For bring your own lunch days to science project partner days, snack stash days, decorate your locker days, and paint outside the line days. All at prices that will definitely make your day. For all of the above, it's back to school at Target.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So, as usual, you know how this goes down. If you want to jump in the conversation, 800-920-1580. Of course, we are on social media. KBLA 1580. Hit me at Stiletto Jill everywhere. We have an app. Download it. And the YouTube chat. They're already in there with commentary, keeping us abreast of things. It's its own little universe. Enjoy. So, before I get into tonight's details, stories, highlights, first up, I want to let you know what I have for you. So, I have, listen, not now, later. Not now, later. I'm just giving you the information, okay? Giving you the information. So tonight I have 3 pairs of tickets for an advance. Like, you're rolling like me, right? You are going to an advance before it hits the theaters screening of The Naked Gun, which stars Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson. It hits theaters next week, but you'll be going to see it before it hits theaters Monday, July 28th. So I'll give you the details. Well, not the details. I'll give you the signal of when to call in. That's what it is. All right. So that's coming up later. Not now, but later. Not now, but later. So I do have an update on the untimely passing of Malcolm Jamal Warner. We know that he drowned in Costa Rica on July 20th while with his family on vacation, but further details have been released. Malcolm was swimming with his 8-year-old daughter when the strong current pulled him under. The surfers that rescued him also rescued his daughter. They were able to pull her up on a surfboard. And there was another surfer that got into trouble in the water that also was rescued along with Malcolm. But Malcolm is the only one that was unable to be revived. So, in all intents and purposes, it sounds like Malcolm was trying to save his daughter, and it's still just a tragedy all around, especially for the type of man that he was and what he represented throughout his entire public-facing career. 40 years, that's hard to do. So just once again, giving him his flowers and lots of love and support to Malcolm. Okay, now Klay Thompson says he's in love. Megan posted a TikTok, a Instagram reel, whichever one you happen to tap into for your platform of choice. And they're on so this is Love Tour, right? So it appears that Klay accompanied Megan on a business trip, right? I'm sure that's new. They went to Arkansas. Now, if you don't know, what's in Arkansas? The headquarters of Walmart. That is where Megan's swimwear line is currently housed. So she said she had some business meetings to attend, and then they went golfing. And Klay was whipping the golf cart around like, he was in a lowrider, bumping up and down Crenshaw in the early 90s. He was whipping that thing. He also taught her how to golf. He had a pretty decent game while out there, but she was commenting and complimenting him on his successful day on the greens. And Klay said, I guess this is what love does for you. So being in love, very specifically being in love. I don't know if it's a PR relationship, but this is, 2 weeks from soft launch to proclamations of being in love. But we see a lot can happen. We don't know how long this situation has been going on, but it was cute. It was very cute. I kind of like the energy of them together, the little opposites. He softens her down. She, gives him a little bit of an edge with his still authentic self. I don't know. We'll have to see. Andy?
It's a great contrast of news coming from ball players, professional ball players. love is in the air, right?
It is.
But prior to that, during the season, it was just a lot of ratchetness.
I mean, but notice this is coming from veteran players.
True indeed.
It's always like that. You get in, you're overexposed, you're indulging in everything. It's just decadence. And then after you've gone through that, you settle in.
Hey,
Maturity.
Jalen Green, you still got hope, my brother. You still got some hope.
Does he?
Everything is smooth, right?
Jalen Green.
And Dre, I believe.
So they have a video out. People are giving them fever because in it, Jalen did admit that he DM'd her first. He went looking for her, right? Because I guess people have been saying that she went after him. But now, of course, they're saying, well, listen, you should have been mature enough to say, thank you, but no. It's up, because they feel as though she is groomed him because he is the same age as her oldest son.
How about he chose to be groomed?
Yeah, but they're saying, of course he did. He probably grew up looking at Drea on Instagram like, I'm going to get at her. I'm going to get her. Ooh, 100%. I want her. And when he could, he did. But they're still saying, but no, he's the same age as your son, so no.
So she's getting more flack than Jalen Green is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But he's a grown man.
He is. I totally agree with that. I feel like at a certain point you have to allow people, a man to be a man, a woman to be a woman. You can't infantize people all the way up into their 20s. It may not be the choice you would make for them or yourself, but you have to allow people at some point to go through some things. That's my quick thoughts on it. Okay, let's get into Jay-Z's alleged son, Rymir Satterthwaite, dropping his lawsuit after 10 years and various jurisdictions of trying to get this situation handled, right? It is a paternity drama that has been lingering on and on. It may finally be over, right? Rymir has officially dropped his lawsuit against Jay-Z. We know that on the 18th, Jay-Z submitted documents to the lawsuit filed by Rymir this May, where his lawyers basically said that this issue has been proven not to be relevant for years in many different courts. This is harassment. It's in the wrong jurisdiction, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It was 40 pages. And now today, well, yesterday, actually, he's dropped the lawsuit. In it, of course, it claimed that Jay-Z fathered him in 1992 after a brief relationship with his mother, Wanda. Wanda passed away, I believe, in 2017. So part of the issue, many felt, was Wanda was allegedly 16 at the time. Jay-Z would have been 22. In 2010, a paternity request was made for Jay-Z and another man, his father, who signed the birth certificate, who was Wanda's husband. I guess they were going through a breakup. Robert Graves as possible fathers. Graves took the test and was ruled out. Jay-Z never took one. Rymir filed these suits in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and even in federal court. They were tossed, like I said, based on jurisdiction, statute of limitations, etc. Right? So now the latest lawsuit has been dismissed. Jay-Z's team cited harassment, contempt rulings, et cetera, and now they have withdrawn the case. It should be noted that while everyone kept saying for this particular case, Jay should just take the test, there was no DNA test requested at this point in time. Jay wouldn't have been compelled to respond to that because it wasn't a minor child. There's no back child support that was available to him. He was suing Jay-Z for what he was saying was emotional distress, et cetera, et cetera. Now, of course, there is a segment of the population that is saying, Jay-Z paid him off. You can't tell me different. Why wait 30 years and now drop it? That's why I don't believe y'all when money gets involved. So here's the thing. Jay-Z doesn't win no matter what. If he had taken the test in theory and was not the father, people would have said he paid someone to change it or something of that nature. With this, if Rymir did snatch it back on his own, as there's been, as the case is once again rearing up, there's been more involvement, more commentary. Some are speculating that maybe his real father appeared or that there is other information that has come to him, or he just realized it was unwinnable, or he ran out of money. All of these things are speculative, right? But what is clear is that he has withdrawn it. We may never know the truth, but the legacy debates are back in full swing. And again, this was something that no matter what resolution happened, Jay-Z's not going to win with a certain segment of people. So I don't know. It's always been complicated, not just legally, but emotionally, if Rymir is truthfully searching for his father, right? But what does it mean to search for truth when it involves powerful individuals? And what does it mean when people sometimes target powerful individuals? I've talked about a case with actor William Shatner. He was the star of Star Trek. And there was a man that for years said he was his son, wrote a book, appeared at different places, did interviews, and William Shatner never did the DNA test. At some point, it was discovered, or maybe the man spoke out and said that he knew William wasn't his father, or it was disproved without William involving his own personal DNA, and that the man was just doing it for attention. There was also a case with Michael Jordan where a woman said the same thing, that her son was his son. She had some type of interaction with him. There were several pictures, but Jordan never submitted his test. So both things could be true, depending upon the individuals and the scenario. But people are invested. They're ready to take Jigga down. So I don't know. In the chat, DJ Black 909 says, according to Pop Fusion, Rymir plans to refile a civil lawsuit against Jay-Z, but not for a paternity test. Well, this one didn't ask for a paternity test either. He can't ask for one anyway because Rymir is 31, 32 years old. So also, from DJ Black 909, like before, he'll be seeking money instead. Now people are questioning his true intention. Is it after the truth about his father or just chasing a payday? I mean, it's hard to say, again, on both sides. But I do think that the expectation that Jay should have just jumped in with his DNA to end the harassment is kind of crazy, because then, as we see from the Diddy trial, the floodgates will be open. Nobody has time for that. So I don't know. Andy, you look like you had something to add.
No, I was just going to say, any lawsuit, going towards any, person of power, it's always going to look like a money grab, even if, whatever they're alleging is true.
I mean, that is true, but I do believe that there are valid reasons, pain and suffering, for people to get paid. That is what the lawsuit is from. But I also believe that some people are like, let me hit this lick. Let me make this play. And unfortunately, if you don't know the details, the context, how can you make a real conclusion? So if Rymir is really seeking to know whom his father is and he's looking for peace, I hope he gets that somehow. But if he's just looking up for a come up, I don't know.
I hope he didn't think that he was going to win from a financial standpoint.
Maybe he just, here's the thing, we know with a lot of civil lawsuits, people get paid off. So maybe the idea wasn't to actually go to court and win, but to get a settlement. It's like Cassie asked for $30 million. She got 20, right? We know that initially Diddy offered her $8 million. He should have at least started at 15, half. He probably could have avoided all this, but he didn't. So I do understand the concept of I can't get back the time, the emotional energy spent or whatever for a suit. So you're going to pay me in what you value. But I do recognize as well, people want a quick lick.
And even if we did find out that this was, Jay-Z was the father, is Jay-Z in his life now? Are they hanging out? You know what I mean? What if Jay-Z doesn't want to have anything to do with him? You know what I mean?
Like Anthony Edwards.
Just saying. How do you feel at that point, son?
Right. Apparently he doesn't. Listen, Fahima in the chat says, do you think there may have been a private settlement with an NDA? I don't. Just because of how publicly Jay has been fighting this situation for years. I don't think so. I also want people to recognize that people like Jay-Z and Beyonce, I'm throwing her in there because she's his wife, not that this applies to her, keep lawyers on retainer. So it's not an added cost per se to have a lawyer defend, file on their behalf, et cetera, et cetera. Forrest Harrison mentioned that a woman claimed to be Bill Cosby's daughter for years, and it was proven that she wasn't. I remember that case as well. So you just never know, right? Shannon Sharp settled it. Sometimes it's cheaper. Listen, I think with Shannon Sharp, here's the thing. We probably knew that some of those acts occurred, but it is the context in which they happen that is murky. And how much of those details do you want in the public sphere? So, I mean, to a certain extent, yeah, he did it. It's just in what frame did he do it in? Was it consensual and in the bedroom activities, or was it forced and coerced? We'll never know. We'll see if he makes it back on ESPN. Listen, now is the time. Call. I have 3 pairs of tickets to go into an advanced screening on Monday, July 28th for The Naked Gun 2. Call in. Let me slow down. Call in 800-920-1580. When we come forward, we'll get more into these trending topics and headlines.
Please don't cry, everything will be alright. I know it's dark now, but we gon' see the light. It's us against the world, we don't need them, right? Right. Mommy driving 6s now, I got riches now. I bought a nice home for both of my sisters now. We doing real good, we don't miss you now. See how life twists around?
Daddy.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Tammy Eswick with BIN News Now. Extreme heat is taking over parts of the U.S. One doctor reminding people, don't skip the water. It could lead to heat exhaustion.
And this is if you start to become confused or someone you're with becomes confused. With heat stroke, the body actually stops sweating.
That was Dr. Trevor Lewis of Cook County Health. Well, Sean Kingston's mother has been sentenced to 5 years in prison. Janice Turner and Kingston were both convicted in March of wire fraud. Federal prosecutors say they used his celebrity status to obtain more than $1 million in luxury goods and never paid for them. Kingston will be sentenced August 28th. If you're keeping track of beef prices and coffee prices, they're both up. Well, now we've learned Hershey's is raising their chocolate prices as well. They're blaming it on the rising cocoa cost. A 2002 study found Black consumers favored Hershey's candy bars, among others. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The 71 in Chino Hills remains off limits. They're working on getting that left lane reopened in both directions. But right now, it's still off limits. No traffic is getting through. And it's also going to be a tough drive in Irvine. This is the 5 northbound leaving Jeffrey Road all the way to the 5. We're also checking out the drive in Santa Monica, eastbound side of the 10. Delays from Centinela all the way to the 5.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org.
Is this the This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Chargers moved their training camp this week to San Diego for 3 days. The team is reconnecting with the fan base they left behind when they moved to LA in 2017. The Chargers are working out at the University of San Diego, where Coach Jim Harbaugh started his coaching career in 2004. Wednesday morning, the Chargers did a walkthrough practice aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, a Navy aircraft carrier that would stretch over 3 football fields. The Chargers returned to their El Segundo facility on Thursday. When the LA Sparks beat the Washington Mystics Tuesday in D.C., they won 3 in a row for the first time this season. The 9-14 Sparks are at the Connecticut Sun Thursday night. Former Duke All-American Nolan Smith is the new men's basketball coach at HBCU Tennessee State. Smith replaces Brian Collins, who left to become an assistant coach with the NBA Memphis Grizzlies. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Give people what they
At KBLA Talk 1580, we aim to foster enlightening, sustainable, restorative dialogue, and we welcome unapologetically progressive viewpoints that empower fellow citizens. We are now accepting submissions for KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorials like this one.
With the KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorial, I'm Martin Gordon, chair of the Pasadena Community Coalition. Recently, I listened to a Tavis Smiley show conversation with James Farr. James said something that caught me off guard. Black Altadena is gone. My community is being murdered. I said murdered.
All you have to do is go to our website homepage at KBLA1580.com and click on the icon that says KBLA Guest Editorials to learn more about our editorial standards and content submission guidelines. As long as the topic aligns with our mission, we are happy to review your submission and consider it for broadcast. We can't make any promises, but we want to amplify progressive perspectives that are community-focused and solution-oriented. So, go to KBLA1580.com right now to download all the information you need about our guest editorials. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Los Angeles is rebuilding after the fires. If you call Altadena home, you understand the toll and the challenge of rebuilding. Now is your chance to shape the future of our neighborhood. Through Engaged California, survivors like you can help guide how we rebuild, quickly, thoughtfully, and with lasting resilience. It's safe, it's anonymous, and it's powerful.
Fire is a highly traumatic experience. There should be counselors available as soon as possible and shelters to help people cope.
I've been reaching out about my recovery plan. It's not that doors are getting slammed, it's that no one answers my knock.
2 friends of mine lost everything, and I have thought of them every single day since the fire. People need to process this, and they need all the help they can get.
These are real stories shared by survivors. Your experience can drive real action. Your story can help us build back stronger. We need to hear from you because no one knows your community like you do. Through Engaged California, survivors of the wildfires have the power to shape how we recover together. Your voice, your Altadena. You help decide. Visit engaged.ca.gov and sign up now.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I drink till I'm drunk, smoke till I'm high, castle on the hill, wake up in the sky, you can't tell me I ain't fly. I know I'm super fly, I know I'm super fly. The ladies love luxury, that's why they in love with me. Out here with the moves, like I invented smooth. You can't tell me I ain't fly. I know I'm super fly, I know I'm super fly. I stay fresh as hell, take a pic, I might as well. Hell, drop the top and take a selfie, my car drives itself. I got white girls blushing, homie, college girls rushing on me. All my diamonds custom, so they clutching and they touching on me. Ooh, think it's vegetables, ooh, think it's edible, ooh, it's incredible, ooh, ooh, ooh. I smell like bun number 99, section full of fine dimes. Bitches staring at me saying, wow, unforgettable, like that king.
Welcome back in. Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Getting all into your entertainment news, all the headlines, trending topics for the day. Shout out to Gucci. So listen, his wife, Keyshia Ka'Oir, she recently did an interview on Reality with the King. That is Carlos King's podcast. And in it, Keyshia said some things that, of course, have the internet in a chokehold because she declared, Gucci doesn't do anything at home. I do everything for that man. All he has to do is shower. And some people are like, what? But others are like, you go, Keyshia, especially because some reasons that we'll get into after we listen to the clip.
I treat Gucci so good. Like, I know I said this when he first came out of prison, I would bathe him and whatever. I don't bathe him no more. But I used to bathe him. Now I still cook for him. Only thing Gucci got to do is shower. He don't got to do nothing else. I do everything for that man. But not because I have to do it. I want to. I enjoy taking care of him. I enjoy him just being happy and going to the studio and doing music. I don't want him to worry about the bills, worry about what he got to eat, worry about nothing. That man, all he got to do is bathe child and go do his shows and go to the studio. That is it. The wife takes care of everything else. And I love doing it. And if I don't do it, I would be miserable.
Why do you think you'd be miserable?
Because I want to take care of my man. I don't want nobody else to do it. I want you to pay so-and-so to do this. A chef, I cook for him. I buy his clothes. I do everything. And I want to keep the money at home. The thing is, when you have a man, you want that man to need you, not want you. And Gucci needs me. He can't function without me. And that's what you want in a relationship.
So, cue the little Twitter finger, well, I guess it's X, whatever, fingers, and the TikTok debates about gender roles, domestic labor, soft life dreams, and so forth. But also remember, one, I think it's very important, Gucci invested in Keyshia before he went to jail, right? He invested in her as a man. Keyshia held him down when he did go to jail. He left her with $1 million. When he came home, it was $9 million. So they are a reciprocating value couple. You get that? Both sides pour into each other. So I think for a lot of women, not all, but a great deal, they don't mind doing for their man if they feel that their man has them in perhaps other ways, whatever their love language veil of security happens to be. I don't think it's really that foreign. I think that we get into a lot of transactional conversation, right? But not what happens in real relationships. It's give and take. And I think that she is holding her man down because, one, she gonna do what no other woman is gonna do, right? And two, she knows that her investment in him is not going to be faulty. So it's like some of you are wanting to be invested in, to be given a soft life, to get a woman that is making sure you come home and don't have to do everything, but you're out there being reckless and cheating and trying to have your side chick be there, a loyal side, and whatever. You can't expect king treatment when you're acting like a pauper, right? So I think that is the important lesson. And, both parties are happy. Who are we to judge? Good for them.
What are the streets saying?
I mean, some people are saying, there's a lot of go Keyshia. Oh, she's doing that because she wants to hold on to the money. She said it right there. She doesn't want somebody else to slide in and do it for him, because then they can slide in and get the benefits. So it is turning into a gender debate with some men like, yeah, that's all I want. Yeah, that's why you women are lonely. That's why you ain't got no man, because you're not doing all of that. Not realizing that they're not being the type of man. And again, I'm not saying you have to be Gucci and do what Gucci did, especially not the jail time. But you have to understand where you're at too, right? Water seeks its own level. Are you a man deserving of that type of treatment? Are you a woman deserving of that type of treatment? Only you guys can answer that question for yourselves. But, it's nice. Forensic accountant says he needs a forensic accountant just in case. Okay. And Royal Jenkins says she upgraded Gucci Man $1 million to $9 million. And Morris Phillips says, she's right. You want a man to need you, and I need mine. need in what type of way? Like, because there's also some men that might take advantage of that, right? Like, you got to have the meal ready, all of the things. But like I said, he's not giving something back and investing back into his mate. So if the only way you can hang on to him is because he doesn't know how to schedule his appointments and he needs you almost as an assistant, I don't know. It's one way to go about it. But are you being fulfilled and happy? Once again, only the individuals can answer that. So I feel like a want is greater than a need, because a need is something you need for survival. So you could get desperate because you don't want to die, right? But a want is something that your needs are met and you want this to add into the mix. You desire it because it's an enhancement. So that's my sort of theory on need versus want, but it's whatever works for you. When we come forward, we're going to get into, for years, people had jokes about women with weaves, the wig jokes, all of that, right? Now we have man weaves and male hair transplants, and somebody is dishing the deets on his referral. We'll get into all of that and more on the other side.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So listen, I have some quick news updates for you. Michael, the Michael Jackson biopic, The Man Who Would Become King, it stars Jafar Jackson, It has a release date, April 24th, 2026. It's not too far away. A little over 6 months, more like 8. And I'm excited to see it. I'm ready for it, and I think it is going to be fantastic. Also, some sad news to report. It's been a rough year for Gilbert Arenas' son, Elijah Arenas. It's just been updated that he suffered a torn meniscus and will potentially miss this upcoming season. So he just had an accident where his Cybertruck locked him inside after he kind of got overpowered by the steering and ended up hitting a fire hydrant and a tree. And now this. So we are sending prayers to him. He was scheduled to be a freshman this fall at USC. Hopefully he will recover quickly enough so that he can participate this season. All right, now I mentioned how, women's hair, it's always been a topic, a joke, a mention. But now, the men are getting in on it. And BenDaDon, he's a streamer. He's on Twitch. He's also a content creator. He exposed a little follicle fitness in the celeb world. In a live chat, he claimed that when he got his first big check, right? Because the streamers are making all of the coins right now. He was like, I'm not about to blow up and be played. So he went and got his hairline fixed. He said he wasn't going to Turkey or any of those places overseas. He wasn't going to be cheap. He was going to pay for the real thing. And he is claiming that he got referrals from Chris Brown and Tyga. And the doctor that he went to is the same one that had clients, in addition to Tyga and Chris Brown, Tom Brady and Lewis Hamilton. This is what he said. He said, you are not bald, you're just broke. He said that the procedure involved them removing hair from his knee and replacing it in his scalp to rebuild his hairline. So shout out to him. Shout out to, cosmetic upgrades, as we say. It's a new era of transparency in cosmetics. People are showcasing their surgeries on social media and what have you. So I think it's okay for the men to drop that. 10 years ago, a man would never admit to things like that. But we've seen Deion Sanders getting Botox and talk about his hairline situation. They're passing out tips like they're passing out sneaker plugs. I'm not mad at it. Welcome to the age of celebrity enhancement. And if you got the money, a recession-proof hairline. Andy?
A lot of barbers nowadays are adding the enhancement game to just, their arsenal. So
they should.
It's not even just a celebrity thing. I mean, it's your local barber that's doing that as well, too.
I mean, I think that they should. Regular people want it. Everybody wants to be as attractive as they possibly can if they feel that way, right? And for the barbers, for years, I mean, granted, traveling barbers, they've been making their money. Regular people sometimes want a little hookup at the house. But you watch women at all of these services, hairstylists, beauticians, as they used to call them back in the day, with weaves and all of the different things. There's not a whole lot of ways for a barber to add services to enhance and make more money. They could do a facial. I've seen people do like the scalp steams and extractions and things like that. We know they paint on hairlines. So, but I think this is a little more technical because this involves, a surgery, elective surgery, kind of physical. Andy?
No, I was going to say, I don't know about it being like a surgery per se, but I understand where you're going from. The fact that you're getting hair from your knee.
Yeah.
And, putting it into your follicles. I've seen actually like a lot of personalities per se, like documenting, the whole procedure or whatnot.
Because they get a discount.
Oh, do they?
Usually, not all, not everyone.
Free marketing.
Not everyone, but a lot of people. There are doctors. I mean, we saw this a lot with BBLs early on, like Dr. Miami and stuff. They'll early on, and there's others that will trade promotion for the services or a discount on the services, or even kind of an affiliate marketing, for lack of a better term, setup. Hey, call this doctor if you're looking for this and tell him I sent you. So, they get an ROI on it. Forensic accountant says Arsenio joked about the Nick Ashford home weave kit years ago. DJ Black 909 says, if women can wear wigs and weaves, why can't men wear toupees and man weaves? You do not have to shave your head. You don't. I mean, some men like to, right? Some men like the women's reaction to it. I just think that, hey, you can have all options available to you. But keep in mind, the way men used to clown women with weaves and all of that conversation.
A man can't be clowned. I'm sorry.
You gonna get that get back.
I don't know. I don't think there's anything funny per se about, a toupee. Yes. Man weave. Yes. But the whole spraying of the lineup or all that, I don't think there's any issues with that. Just as long as your whole head don't look like it's painted, I think we're going to be good.
Listen.
Because I remember Marcus Houston got a lot of flack. And remember he was on that show called Cuts?
And
his whole head was painted.
Yeah. I think sometimes it's like, hey, don't just get black Beijing. There's dark brown. There are light, make it match your hair color. Make sure that don't leave it on so that you're staining your scalp.
Hey, but all in all though, it's a good thing to see a lot of men. It seems like they're focused on the whole grooming aspect. I'm gonna go get a lineup. I'm gonna go get a facial. Go get a massage. Hey man, you could take us out for a spa date. You know what I'm saying? Why not?
I'm sure a lot of women do. That's a comfort thing. That's a nice little date. A good investment. I'm not mad at that. DJ Black 909 asks, Morris Phillip actually asked, should we also be cool with booty pads? They can be very deceptive too. How old are you? I don't think many women are still wearing butt pads. I think that there are other forms of lingerie and shape enhancements that help them with the look that they're going for, if that's the thing. But I mean, here's the thing. I believe that you should, as an individual, do what you need to do to make yourself feel better and happy. Make sure that you don't have some body dysmorphia going on when you're stepping into that. But it's a choice, and if you can afford to do it, why not? But keep a balance in it, right? Love yourself in the process, and recognize that not everybody's going to agree to it or be attracted to it. And that's fine, because not everybody will agree or be attracted to your natural state. You have to be comfortable in those things in whatever you venture off into. I'm not mad at it. Like I just said, I am not mad if people step out and go do things to make themselves feel better. You can look in the mirror, say, maybe this could be adjusted and I'll feel 10% better. That is worth it to me if it's worth it to you. I'm not like hardcore, like, ew, that's something else or whatever. I think people at times go a little too hard on the things that people do to make themselves feel like what they see in the mirror and that reflection. We all have to feel good about ourselves. So shout out to that, because listen, it's hard out here, and whatever you can do to bring yourself a little joy, a little sunshine, get into it. Now, I will say this, like I said before, don't overdo it though, babe. Make sure you stop, let it breathe for a second, and then keep going. So last night, I believe it was last night, we talked about Laverne Cox, and she has responded to the backlash that people have fed to her regarding her admission of her relationship. She's saying it was a little deeper than what people are alluding to, but go see her show so you can get the full details. Basically, but she also condemns social media users for being disrespectful in her comments, saying it's okay to disagree, but rudeness will not be tolerated, right? Again, yeah, teasing for the show, but I do think that there's a conversation that can be had about these times and what political alignments mean for your relationship. She said he was very passionate, very respectful. They met on Tinder, and initially he did not say what he did for a living. So she said she was in love. Shout out to them. Listen, thank you for locking in. Appreciate you. Make sure that you are back here tomorrow night, 6 p.m. for more trending topics and headlines. I appreciate you so much for, coming and getting the digital tea. Coming up is the voice of reason, Zoe Williams. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
When I walk out the house, I know the camera's following. I know they taking pictures, right, drama? Hey, hey, man, you watch it, I live it. You dig that? Y'all sit back, relax, get some popcorn, man. I'ma make it a good show. You dig that? It's gonna make a hell of a movie, huh?